Good day, everyone. This is John Scarborough. I wanted to talk a little bit today about where we did these sunflowers, and before this we actually had planted radish and things like that. But anyway, we've done a little bit of work in this area. This is probably one of the worst spots we have on our piece of property. This is our place. This is where the gate comes in, and you head up that way and you get to our house, and or where we live. But anyway, so we've done some work in here, and this has just not done, it hasn't performed very well. And even when we planted we planted radish and things like that to help break up the clay soil, it was so bad that everywhere else it came up really well, and in here it still didn't come up. And I had run a disc over it, and it still was just really poor. So this year we actually came back, earlier this year at the very end of the hay feeding season, and we came back and we covered it all in hay. And you can see there's still a decent amount of that organic matter still on the ground. And then we went ahead and planted sunflowers, because sunflowers are, cattle can eat them. But we've actually fenced the cattle out of this little small spot. It's probably maybe less than an acre total, because we actually took the fence on the other side of the creek. So it's probably total of less than an acre that we fenced them out of. We did that just to go ahead and let the plants go through its full cycle and come back to seed, and see if they'll come back and grow next year. I'll probably brush hog over this little spot right here and spread those seeds out and just see how it works, see if they'll come back, see if we can get a little bit of that into the seed bank. But I also wanted to talk about the grass in here. This is actually, the grass is performing better in this area than it has in the past. It's actually and you can still tell the plant spacing is fairly bad in here, and especially in some of the areas in here. But as we move on down in here, it's not as bad. It's getting a little bit better, But this is better than it has been ever that I've seen it. It's gotten better. And there's still a few weeds and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's all palatable, desirable plants for cattle. So I really think what we'll end up doing this time is brush hog over it all. Probably brush hog a little bit lower than normal, and than I normally would if I was grazing it. And that's just to help cover the seed, to help regerminate the seed. And the seed may come back. I don't think we're too late for planting sunflowers. And if it don't, we'll see if it'll come back next year. I think the sunflower did quite well. I wanted to do a better video a little bit sooner, showing when they were really nice and in full bloom. And there's still a few of them that are, but quite a few of them have actually started to drop out, But that's the sunflower in there. There's lots of seed out inside there, That's some good sunflower seed coming on right there. I can smell that sunflower really strong. But you knock off all these little flowers and you can see all of the seed down in there. And of course, your best seeds are always on the outside, not on the inside. But anyway, I'm really excited about this. Another reason we did the sunflower, of course, we really like the fact that it's a good pollinator. You can see the bee on there. But another reason that we went ahead and did the sunflower was actually in order to get deeper tap roots, okay? And that's to get something to help break up that soil, okay? That corn, incidentally, that just happened to be in the bag with everything else. That we didn't actually intend that to be there, but that just happened to be inside the bag, and it just popped up. But I'm fine with that too, that's not going to hurt anything. It's not got a real deep tap root like these sunflowers. But that's what I like about the sunflowers, is they're another thing that will break up that soil and really help to germinate. As y'all can tell, the best spot is actually where the hay was the thickest, okay? Everywhere else it wasn't nearly, because we spread sunflower everywhere, and it's, there's a couple spots here and there that are random, but you can tell just wherever it happened to be the thickest, that's where it was the best. That's where we got the best germination rate. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. I don't know if it's because the seed got wet enough that it actually was allowed to germinate, or if the hay was thick enough that it suppressed the grass back. That's not really, I don't really want to suppress the grass in this scenario. We're after some good grass growth, But at the same time, this area was so bad that if it takes suppressing the grass a little bit in order to get that root broke up, then that's, you know, it's worth it to me. Because you got to remember, why weeds come up is typically because that's what the soil actually needs. Usually when you get a lot of weeds, like in our scenario, the weeds that we have the most trouble with is decompacting weeds. So weeds that actually have tap roots and decompact the soil. And it's because we have heavy clay soils that are very compacted, and mostly it's just because clay is really, really hard, you know. And so that's a big problem we struggle with in our area. So by actually putting some of these seeds in, these plants that have deep tap roots, that do all the same things that the weed is trying to do, but then putting something in there that's palatable to cattle is highly beneficial, I think, in a lot of different ways. But anyway, I'm very excited about it, and I'm definitely excited just to see what the hay has done that we unrolled. I mean, because the hay itself has actually helped the grass to perform better already. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna quit dragging on. We got this little spot over here where we had the goats for quite a little while. I had already done some videos showing what all the goats did. Now I'm fixing to get in here and grab this blade and get all this, clean up everything they didn't, and we're gonna carry on. So I'm gonna try to get out of this sun pretty soon. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.